Hello and welcome to the end of January review. So it is now February 1st. My Creative Well journal, it's seen a little bit of action. Yeah, it's been filled a lot. So I thought we could open this bad boy up and go through all the things that I have read and watched in January 2023. So we have 2023, my goals, my bookmarks for what I read. I read a lot of manga. Everything I finished was a manga. I started a collection. I didn't finish it yet. But yes, so I watched quite a few things. So I watched one movie in theaters, 5 movies at home, and 3 seasons of anime. My favorite book was PTSD Radio Volume 2. My favorite movie was Akira. My favorite TV show was Chainsaw Man Season 1. So those are the contenders so far. Of my 23 of 2023, I read Frankenstein, the Junji Ito adaptation, gave it 4 stars. I read The Drifting Classroom, all 3 volumes, and PTSD Radio Volume 2, which came out this month. The last volume comes out in May, I believe, so getting there. Of my 12 movies to watch in 2023, I watched Avatar 2, gave it 4 stars. The Pale Blue Eye, gave it 3 stars. Watched Akira, gave it 4.5 stars. Of the TV shows, I watched Chainsaw Man, Season 1, gave it 4.5 stars. I watched Bleach, 1,000 Year Blood War, the first part that came out in like November, December, gave it 4.5 stars. Both of these were so good. It was very hard to choose between them. But in the end, I went with Chainsaw Man. One of my anticipated releases arrived. I received a book. I ordered a ton. I guess... Did I mark them all off? Yes. Okay. So the only things that have arrived that I haven't read yet is The Book of Human Insects. Tombs by Junji Ito has not shipped yet because it isn't out yet. Tokyo Ghoul Re, I read the first volume. I have not read the rest of the 15 others in the box set. Higurashi When They Cry, Cotton Drifting Arc, volumes 1 and 2 arrived. Have not read that yet. And Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark 3 arrived. Have not yet read it. So, of my unread physical TBR, I read Frankenstein, the Junji Ito version. Ooh, I can actually, like, finish crossing this off. I finished Tokyo Ghoul. And I believe that's it for the physical TBR. And my unwatched movies that I have on my shelves, I watched Dracula's Daughter, The Satanic Rites of Dracula, and The Invisible Ray. So on to January. I ended up reading 22 books. They were all manga volumes. I watched 6 movies, 3 TV shows. So, let's go through the individual spreads. January 2nd, I watched Avatar 2, The Way of Water. I enjoyed it, 4 stars. Chainsaw Man Season 1, 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I thought Denji and Power's dynamic was hilarious by the end. I enjoyed Mappa's animation. The sound design was really cool, and it's just really engaging. January 7th, I watched Dracula's Daughter from 1936, and I gave it 3 stars. Yes, I enjoyed it. The Satanic Rites of Dracula with Christopher Lee. and Peter Cushing, I gave 3 stars. It was a little disappointing that they didn't really have any vampire powers besides like mesmerism, hypnotism. So yeah, like he didn't even fly. Like what? He was way too easy to take down. But it's Christopher Lee, it's Peter Cushing. Then I read The Hound and Other Stories, the Go Tanabe adaptation of Lovecraft's work. Gave it 4 stars. I read Ito's version of Frankenstein, gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed his version. I thought the monster was delightfully creepy, yet still somehow sympathetic. So that was really cool. I enjoyed the other short stories at the end as well, how they were all interconnected with alternate universes. Really cool. The Drifting Classroom by Kazuo Umez. I read all 3 of them, gave it 4 stars. There was one part that was pretty misogynistic on why girls should not be leader, but other than that, I enjoyed it. Yeah, so it is about an elementary school that gets transported to somewhere else after an earthquake explosion thing. So they have to figure out, like, are we in an alternate universe? Are we in the future? Are we on a different planet? Everything's desert. What's going on? Like, it's really cool. It is, like, from the 70s, so definitely a classic. Then I watched Akira, 1988. I got the 25th anniversary edition, gave it 4.5 stars. I thought it was gorgeous. I loved the music. The animation was spectacular. The only thing was the storyline near the ending was a bit confusing. Like, I didn't understand, like, I don't know. it just, I think it probably makes a lot more sense in the mangas. I've heard great things about it, so I might actually go and read them and then rewatch this. Because Akira, the character, was, like, not really in the movie. So I was like, okay. But, yeah. Apparently, he's in the books. So I will probably read them this year or next year. Then we have Tokyo Ghoul. I gave 5 stars. I read all the volumes. So, except for the first one, because I'd already read the first one. But 2 through 14. I loved it, and I bought Tokyo Ghoul Re, the sequel series, and I read the first volume. The Invisible Ray, 2.5 stars. This was an interesting Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff movie. Yeah, it was interesting. So it has light rays that come from Andromeda that the scientists can then, like, look back on and see into the past. So they see where a meteorite crash landed in Africa millions of years ago. And so they go to find it, and then it's a little uncomfy when they're in Africa. But, yeah, Boris Karloff's character finds the thing, the meteorite, and there's this whole, like, it's radioactive, and it's poisoning him, and turning him evil, and comes back to, back to Europe, and it goes from there. Pale Blue Eye, gave it 3 stars. I thought it was a good movie, but pretty slow. The actor who plays Edgar Allan Poe in this is actually the actor who played Dudley Dursley in Harry Potter. I did not recognize him for the first half because he was so skinny. Oh my gosh. But he was great. Christian Bale was great. And it was just pretty slow. but I enjoyed the twist. Bleach, 1,000 Year Blood War, Part 1. So, yes, I enjoyed the heck out of it. So I had only read the first 6 or so chapters of the manga of this arc. This is the final arc. And a character died, and I was very sad, so I stopped reading for a bit. And then the anime was announced, so I was like, I'll just wait for the anime. So we are past where I had read, and it's pretty great. I enjoyed it a lot. Lots of nice battles and despair and yes. So, fun times. Then I rewatched D. Gray Man Hallow, gave it 4.5 stars. I flippin' love D. Gray Man. I have some of the manga, and it's just so good. So this is the final season that was animated. We have one more arc of the manga. It's so slow coming out. This came out 6 years ago, and we only have one more arc of the manga that has come out since then. It's so painful. But the author has arthritis, so she can't produce as much manga as fast as we would like. So it's pretty slow going. Then we have PTSD Radio Volume 2. 5 stars. Favorite book of the month. So creepy. So good. As you can tell from the not screen captures, what do you call them? Panels. They are delightful. And then, what I finally finished last night was At the Mountains of Madness by Go Tanabe, I guess. 4 stars. So it is both volumes. So I have some of the panels here. This is an Antarctic expedition, and they find creatures, and I'm pretty sure this is what inspired the movie The Thing. And then they find ruins, and you figure out the history of the Shoggoths and Cthulhu and all of them. So that was pretty cool. And then February is ready to go. So yeah, that is January. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye!